Hey guys, it's NATO. I think this is gonna be a fifth or something like that, but this is gonna be another indie game review, and we're back in my indie game library here. And today I'm gonna be making a murder miner video, but unlike all the other videos I've done, like probably in the past 2 weeks, all those other indie game reviews on the channel, I've actually got Stonewall with me here today. So this is just to the best of our ability, going to be kept short and sweet to the point. Probably won't, but it's going to be just an overview, just to get you a good idea if you want to buy the game or not, or get an idea of what it's about. More so than reading the description. Okay, so this is the title screen. The music is alright. It can get really annoying if you sit here and listen to it over and over and over again. But that's with anything. So, essentially, let's see. When you play, you have an opportunity to do offline games as well as online, which is sometimes rare for indie games. So if you can actually create custom games, and you can either find a session or create a session. But for instances only of the video, I'm gonna do create my own session here. Infection, murder match, team murder match, murder the flag, zombie survival, and map making mode are the different game functions, modes, whatever. And basically, they're all self-explanatory. Infection works just like Call of Duty Infection or any other normal Infection game. You have zombies or no zombies. Normal Infection starts out with no zombies, and one person starts as a zombie, and every time they kill somebody with... zombies have increased damage but decreased defense, and every time you kill somebody, then they turn into zombie, and it spreads and spreads until the person who's got the most score before becoming a zombie at the end wins. Murder match is like free-for-all. They excessively use the word murder in just about everything in this game. So, murder means like death, kill, team, capture. It means a lot of different things. Anyway, so team murder match is team deathmatch. So teams fighting. You set a score limit, and that's the goal. Murder their flag. In this instance, it means capture the flag. And basically, it's like it sounds. You can either set a game mode for just touching the flag at the enemy base captures, or bringing it back to the base. And you set a score limit there too. Zombie survival is, believe it or not, it's actually a newer version, or a newer game mode that's new to the game. And the zombies are not exactly perfect. They've gotten a lot better and a lot smarter, but essentially what they do is they defy gravity and the laws of physics really beyond belief, and it made it really impossible. So basically they've made it better. They're more normal. They don't fly through the air. They don't have supersonic speed. So the zombie survival is a lot more fun now. And yeah, that's pretty simple. You just fight zombies. If you die, you can turn infection on so you can get infected, or you can just die and respawn and keep on going until you reach a score limit. Map making mode is, that's probably the only one that actually makes sense. Map making mode, you make a map, and on map making mode, it gives you infinite blocks, infinite resources, and you go off and you build a map. And when you're in map making mode, it gives you abilities that you don't normally get, like being able to see invisible blocks, or unlock certain blocks, unlock certain weapons. It's just a different kind of mode based for making maps, obviously. So that's a rundown, if you will, of all the game modes. I think the next thing we're gonna do is get into a session, I guess. What to play. Let's just do a zombie survival one. And I do want to actually, no, you know what? I lied. We're gonna do a map making mode. I haven't really planned this out, obviously, but I want to do a map making mode so I can show you the ways the miner gun and stuff, which is their version of building. It's a little different than like in Minecraft, where you destroy a block, get a mini block, and place the mini block again. You actually spawn blocks out of a gun, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. So I'm gonna see if I can't invite you here real quick. So when you create a map, you can actually use one of the mini maps they've already created in remakes of like Halo maps and models. They've done a lot of awesome stuff. But what you can do is create your own map, and I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with like kind of sandbox games on the PC, like Roblox and things like that. But you can actually customize specific ratios and aspects of the map, like floor depth or floor type, floor height, and different things like this. And you can increase. Actually, it gives you a little. That's just a basic architectural model right there, I guess, if you will. But you can change the hill height to make them bigger, smaller, or you can just make it flat and there's nothing there. And you can actually change the floor type, so it gives you every block in the game. Like you can even make the floor type air, for instance, and it'd be like air, and you would just fall. Or you can make it any kind of thing. You can make it roses, and you'd fall through all the roses, but it's made out of roses. Like every single block that's in the game, you can make the floor out of. So that's pretty cool. And you can add hills or not, and you can change the density of the hills, the height of the hills. So density is just how many there are, and they get tinier and tinier. Um, and you can change the hill type, which is what it's made out of, and then the surface of the hills. So that gets a little bit more specific. And you can name it and change the size of it here as it gets wider and longer as you go on. So that's map. You can actually create a custom template, I guess is the right word. So that's interesting. It isn't like other sandbox games where you just get a seed and that's what's made. So that's nice. And yeah, basically they got a lot of different maps on here. So I just guess I'll play on one of ours. We got a little frontline map we made, just a basic murder man, or like a murder the flag map. So it'll be fun. And believe it or not, even though it's an indie game, and most indie games you don't get a lot of audiences or people playing it, you can actually start a match, keep it public, and make the max players like 10, so you don't get connection issues when a lot of people join. And you can actually start a server like this, and in a matter of minutes, you'll start getting people and people and people. And as long as your map's good and they like it, you can just keep on playing. And you'll have a full match, and it'll stay full if you know what you're doing. So I like it because it's got a nice hosting community kind of stuff like that, so you can actually have fun and play together. So we're going to turn teams off, actually, and zombies are going to be on. We'll turn max zombies on. That just create, instead of zombies spawning once they die, they just keep on spawning and spawning and spawning, so that's nice. And otherwise you barely see any, and it's really not fun. Infection, nah, I'm going to leave it off. Infection is just infection. I mean, it's self-explanatory. But we're turn, no. I accidentally turned that off. Have to wait for it to load again. But in map making mode, the miner gun is it's not really necessarily a pickaxe or anything. It's actually a combination between a pickaxe. It's a combination between a pickaxe and like a hand or whatever. I mean, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like everything put together. But unlike, you can actually lock blocks too. But unlike other like other games and stuff, it has guns, yes, but instead of just being a sandbox game, it can be a sandbox game, and then instantly you can change into a Call of Duty style first-person shooter kind of game, and it's actually pretty interesting. They have a really good combat system put in the game. So actually, I'm gonna turn these off just for purposes of being able to understand things a little better. Oh yeah. So you choose your weapons here. Yeah, you can create your armor and change color of it and stuff, but it's all very Halo-like. And so your miner gun is basically the tool you use to make anything in the map, and you can customize everything from like weapon spawns to spawn zones, different heights and stuff, and you can even like in the recent update they've changed it where you can actually block by block change the exact precise size of spawn zones and stuff for different teams, weapon spawns, things like that. And the game is just, it's well done for an indie game, and I think it's just not really known as well until like you're already getting people like Stella Blocks and all these different Stella Drock and these different people joining, and your miner gun doubles as a weapon. Actually, it triples as a weapon. Something that can destroy blocks, single, triple, so it makes it really easy to destroy blocks, sometimes 3 at a time, or a non-pull, which is actually a 3 by 3 block, and it just destroys them like that. It makes it a lot easier and stuff. All the blocks are unlocked right now for showing you how it works, but normally you can lock all the blocks so your map doesn't get destroyed by explosives or anything. You got a guy chasing you. He's using the machine gun. Sorry about that, I'm disconnected. You can self-murder again, suicide. You can change it in-game to invite only, public, anything like that. You can boot people, kick people, and while you're in the game, you can change ambient noises, add ambient noises to the game. Fall looping, which means when you fall off the map, you fall to the center of the map, like you fall through it and just, it's kind of like Portal, putting a portal on the ground and then putting a portal above you, kind of just spawn back on the top. You fall through, and you can lock the floor blocks, ceiling blocks, lock different kinds of blocks while you're in game. And then once you got it the way you want, you save it as a map. And kind of like in Halo and stuff like that too, when you, like, if somebody joins my game and stuff, what ends up happening is they actually are sent my map, so you can go onto recent maps and stuff, kind of like on file share, and you can see all the maps you played as and stuff. So that's interesting, I guess, but it's different, and there's a lot of different guns, and all the guns have special abilities too. Like right now, because I'm on creative, I can use this and just launch missiles and stuff. Everything creative is different, but there's just a lot of different stuff. They have different weapons, like a sniper, pistol, machine gun, battle rifle, hook shot, sword. Sword's kind of fun. But the last thing I want to show you, though, is the way you can actually build in this game. It's a little different, but once you get the hang of it, it's really easy, and it actually goes a lot faster than other sandbox games that I know of. You can actually, okay, he's really fun. Just like that. You can, what you can do is, like when you're building and stuff, instead of going block by block and placing them, what you can do is you can change face, float, fill, line. Fill fills the ground around it with that kind of block. And if you press in the right stick, you can change it to fill in everything around it, which goes down into ground too, or just the surface, or just downward. So you can do all that different kinds of stuff. And everybody looks the same, but you can change the color of the armor as far as avatar customization goes. But you can, yeah, you can as you go up, but you can basically you have a set lit. This is kind of like a hotbar, for instance. But if you don't have the miner tool, you can't build at all. So that's just, or destroy blocks. That's just how it works. But all the different kinds of things are in here, and you just pick it, and it'll replace the one in that slot by pressing next there. And now it's on my little hotbar. And if you want, you can do fill, which is that thing I just showed you, or float, which means you don't have to have a block face or adjacent next to it. You can just place them in the air like this. That's nice when you're having to build a map in the air, or building stairs or something. You don't want to have to like tier it up every time. Face is like a normal block. It requires you to put it on adjacent blocks and stuff to be able to build, which is kind of like any other sandbox game. And then line is probably my favorite. What it does is it creates a line of blocks, but obviously, as you can imagine, this can be a problem, because if you don't have something or you miss your block or whatever, like see here, it'll just make that. But if I don't have a block next to it and I accidentally place it like this, it shoots up until it can't go no more, until it hits the edge of the map on either end. And if I did it like this way, I'm not going to do it the other way because that's a nightmare, but if I do it this way, it'll go to the edge of the map. So you can imagine a lag for a second. If you're over here and there's nothing in the way, it'll go all the way to the other edge of the map. So it can be annoying if you're trying to go quickly, but if you know what you're doing and you're careful and you actually want to make it look good, it can make like building this wall a matter of like placing like 6 blocks instead of 400. So it's nice, and that kind of stuff just makes it a lot better, and it's just a little different than others. And yeah, the triple blaster you can actually hold down, it'll charge up, and it'll actually destroy blocks too, and it can be used as a weapon against players as well. So the miner gun's used for a lot of different things. It's not exactly the most pro combat weapon, but it's very versatile. And yeah, so a lot of the weapons mimic Halo games, like the sniper or the shotgun, things like that. And it's just a really easy game to build with. If you're looking for a game that's really easy to understand, it doesn't take a lot of time to build big maps. This is the kind of game I would go for. And you can still find people playing it, so if you like the combat, you can always host a match and not worry about people not joining or anything like that. It's really fun. They knew what they were doing when they made the game. So, definitely worth the buy. Like other indie games, it's only worth $1, so I think it's definitely worth $1, if not a lot more than that. So, thanks for the time. Thanks for watching. Peace.